Alright, hello. My name is Phangz, and tonight we're playing some Curse of the Dead Gods, an action roguelike where you try and fight your way through one of 3 deadly temples, collect loot along the way, and beat the bosses. Let's get right into it. I will explain mechanics as they come up. First temple that we're going to try and go through today is Temple of Jaguar. It's a starting temple. One best suited for beginners. So when you choose a temple, you'll see that it shows you a map with all the rooms, different paths you can take. Each room has a different symbol, explained by the legend right here. For example, the gold room will have extra gold, more gold than other rooms. Weapon room will have an altar at the end that you can buy a weapon at. And you can plan your path accordingly. Each area has 2 bosses, as you know by these red skulls. And you try and prepare yourself as best you can for those 2 bosses. These 2 bosses always stay the same for each different temple. I think for now I just want to focus on gold. So I'm going to start with a gold room and maybe work my way up somewhere else. Alright. So combat in this game works pretty simply. You can have up to 3 weapons. Your first weapon is always your torch. Doesn't really do any damage, but it does provide light. Your second set of weapons can change. You pick up weapons along the way. Either you have a primary weapon. In this case, I have a machete. Whenever you do a combo like that, you'll see that one of these little pips gets consumed. That's your stamina. Each combo finisher consumes a point of stamina, and over time they regenerate. To avoid attacks, you can either parry them by timing it with the shift key, like that. If you parry correctly, it'll block all the damage and weaken the monster that attacked you. Weakened monsters will take more damage. And you can also just roll. If you perfectly roll, it restores a pip of stamina. And if you parry properly, you'll restore 2. But there are perks that you can unlock that will affect how much stamina you get back. Normally, you'll see that your illumination status changes at the bottom, depending on whether you're in darkness or in light. In the light, you'll take less damage and you're generally a little more safer, but in the darkness, you're in more danger but get more loot. So usually I like to stay in the darkness for as long as I can. If you hold an attack, you can charge it, and it'll unleash a different attack for some things. And you'll see in the bottom right, there's a kill counter, your greed kill counter. Oh, that was a parry. The more enemies you kill in a row, the higher that greed counter will get. As long as you stay in combat, it'll keep ticking up, and you'll earn more and more. You'll earn more and more gold. It is a loot multiplier. Oh. You want to try and collect as much gold as you can while that greed counter is high. And you can spec to make that greed counter last longer, and you'll get more gold that way. As you progress through the temple, you'll get weapons from chests, or sometimes they'll drop from enemies. You can also get relics, that will give you certain passive benefits. Keen bow, I'll just pick up since I don't have a 3rd weapon yet. And you'll see that you can charge them, and they'll get more powerful. If you release it right when it blinks like that, the light flashes, it'll do a little bit of extra damage. Be a little more powerful than normal. It's nice to have a ranged weapon. I think that's all the gold, so let's move on. You'll see in the bottom right, there's a little corruption, there's this little purple bar. That's the corruption you accumulate over the course of the temple. Every time you go through a doorway and certain enemy attacks will do this too. Your corruption will increase, and when it gets to 100, one of these little symbols will light up, and you'll get a detrimental effect. You'll go up one corruption level, and it'll affect your gameplay in some way. If you get all the way up to level 5, bad things will happen. Down here you also have your favor, which will allow you to re-roll items at altars when you're going to buy items, and your gold counter over here. Down here you have your health, your 3 different weapons, and your 3 stats: Constitution, which affects how much health you have, your max health; Dexterity, which will increase the damage of your weapons; and then Perception, which increases the amount of gold you have, or the amount of gold you find, rather. I only have one path here, so we'll go into the unknown. See, every room gives you 20 corruption. Sometimes there's little jars of gold that you can break by dashing through them. Oh. Easy room. Sometimes there will be destructible walls that you either have to blow up with a bomb or a environmental trap, or if you get a heavy weapon like a big hammer for your third weapon, you can just break the walls yourself. The temple's always full of traps like this. Just dodge through. Gold. Let's see. Alright, not bad. Okay, so this is a relic. They give you passive effects. This one will heal me for 3% max health when an enemy is killed by the environment. So if you trigger a trap that kills an enemy, I'll get a bit of a heal, which is nice for the sustain. Curse of the Dead Gods and roguelikes like this are... Curse of the Dead Gods is a battle of attrition, more than anything else. Here's an altar. Most rooms have an altar at the end of them. That'll give you different rewards. In this one, it looks like we can buy relics. So what do we got? We have Onyx Shards, plus 15 critical damage, plus 2 perception, so we get a little more crit damage, a little more gold find. Engraved Breastplate, no single source of damage you take can exceed 50% max health. That's pretty good. Some things in this game hit pretty hard, and it'll give me some more damage. And then heal 18% of gold offerings amount and more health. You'll notice there are 2 ways you can pay for things. You can offer gold, or you can offer blood. When you offer gold, it just takes it from your gold count. When you offer blood, it gives you an amount of corruption equal to what it says right here. So if I decide to offer blood to this, it'll give me 30 extra corruption, which isn't the worst thing in the world, depending on the relic. This one would allow me to buy things easier in the future, and if I get a weapon that guarantees me critical damage, it'll let me combo things out quicker. I think I'll pay gold for this. I don't want the extra corruption yet. Sometimes it's nice to have a lot of corruption because different weapons will have different effects based on how much corruption you have. I should have stayed over there. I don't remember what all the different set pieces do, so there might have been treasure in there that I was unaware of or just didn't remember existing. gold. It helps knowing if there are walls you can break in certain rooms, because those caster monsters, their projectile will explode and destroy walls. So that's something to keep in mind if you don't have another way of blowing up a wall. 3 gold like that. See, here's what I was talking about. Now my finishers can deal critical damage, which will get augmented by my relic here. Give me the extra 15%. So now the last hit of my combo will hit very hard. Now maybe I can destroy monsters with a single combo now. Let's see. Actually, I do have a bit of gold, so I think it's better for me to hit the relics and collect more gold. My other option was a healing fountain, which will heal you at the cost of giving you a bit of corruption, which I don't want yet. So it's over here. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, I don't have the timing for that. Used to be pretty good at that. There we go. Let's see, shields. I do like shields, and that gives me 25% chance for an automatic parry. Ooh, even more crit damage. I like that. I hit like a truck now. Wait, what's this? Oh, that's my starter pistol. Oh, also worth noting that traps like this will most often be hidden if there is not a light source, and will only reveal themselves when you have to react, basically. Another benefit of having your torch out. Oh. Let's see, is there a wall here? I'll sacrifice my greed counter if there's a wall. No. You can tell if a wall is destructible if it's really cracked. Oh, here we go. Altar. What do we have? We have Sacred Songs. Gains obtained when offering a gear object to gods are increased by 66%. I don't know what that is. That is something they added since the last time I played, so I guess I'll find out later. Passing through a door inflicts 50% less corruption. That would be good over time if I don't want corruption. Also let me find a lot more gold. Or taking damage from an enemy deals 30% of damage taken to enemies around. Well, ideally I won't be taking damage at all, so maybe don't go with that one. I'm trying to remember, if I pay corruption on this, the 70, will it cap at 100 or carry over? Because I would like to have the extra gold fund. Let's do it. Okay, so it does carry over. That's good to know. I mean, it'd be kind of OP if it didn't, if it just capped out until the end of the level. But I am taking less corruption over time, so getting that early on is beneficial. Raging Temple. Zabeltsalok controls servants of the gods. He has defeated their champions, their watches, their hopes, and their fate. All Jaguar statues now trigger fireballs. Okay. That's not the worst thing. It gives me more ways to kill things, as long as I manage my stamina properly. Ooh. Oh, see right here, these are destructible walls, so I'll let the Ah, see? Oh, there's one right behind him. Okay, there's one. Is that gonna destroy anything? No? There's a wall over here, maybe? There we go. Alright, what do we got? Okay. Here. Nothing. Okay. Still worth checking. Could have been a lot of gold in this. Ooh, I thought that was gonna miss me. Okay. That was my bad. What's this? Okay, I already have one of these, but you can always swap them out later. You're not committed to a relic once you pick it up. Unless maybe it's cursed. Okay, let's get rid of these guys. I think they might be annoying. Oh. Okay, these traps are interesting. These traps activate when you light them with fire. Some weapons will have flame attacks. You light them up and they do a lot of damage. Obsidian fragments, more damage against weakened. Increases the duration of weakened. Or a lot more damage against weakened. I don't want to accumulate too much corruption or too early on. If I remember correctly, once you hit level 5, you just start losing health passively. On top of all the other corruption effects you experience. But I don't mind the idea of having increased weakened on things. A little bit of extra max health. Just in case. I think I'd rather have the obsidian fragments, actually. More gold, more damage. Ideally, I'll be parrying most of everything, so I won't have to lose that much health. So we'll do that. And then now I have a weapon upgrade, and I can choose either stats or a different weapon. I don't know that I necessarily want to pay to upgrade either one of these, but I might want more stats. So I think I'll go the stats route. But we'll see what kind of upgrades we get. I think normally they just upgrade the base level. You'll notice that each of these weapons has a number above it. That's the weapon's like item level, which is relative power. I think they go up to 3, but it affects the base damage of each weapon, essentially. Alright. Got you. Do I kill these one? I do. Woo! Big dog. Ooh. Almost missed that. Oh, I forgot that his swings ignite the bombs. Oh, I'm taking a lot of damage. Remember what I said earlier about ideally pairing everything to not take damage? That would be great. Cursed Skulls. You pick these up, and it allows you to buy upgrades when you're done with your run. Back to the lobby. Ooh. Alright. Let's see what's in the altar. Yeah, so this upgrades it to level 2, and it also gives it a nice little... This incentivizes me to stack Dexterity, because now, on top of Dexterity's passive effect of increasing the base damage of my weapons, it also increases the base damage of my primary weapon even further. So I'll be hitting very hard. It seems like it's giving something like that to everything. More damage per character hit. That's interesting. Maybe I do want to upgrade this. I think I do. I'm going to pay the gold to upgrade my mace. Enemies are going to keep getting harder. It'd be nice to be able to keep killing them in one combo. We will still go for the attributes now. Now I'm looking for dex. I think I have enough perception for now. I'm getting... How much? Plus 55% to my treasure find. That's a lot of gold I'm getting back. Would have been... Okay, cool. It's nice that the parries blow up the walls. Or maybe that's just my perk. I do have a perk that increased the effectiveness of the parries. Because I would have ended up killing that mage and not being able to open this wall otherwise. Keen bow, which is just strictly worse than my current keen bow, so we're not taking it. Honestly, that shouldn't have counted. That was a little bit questionable. Alright, here's a heavy hammer. I prefer the hammer so I can open up walls. But this scales with the dexterity that I'm planning on stacking. But also I'm not using the bow as much. Offer to the gods. It gives me perception when I do that? Interesting. Maybe I do that. What happens if I take it and try to offer the other thing? Can I do that? Oh, you can't offer them if they've been equipped, huh? Yeah. Okay. Should have offered it. Okay. Learn something new. 10% damage, or I can pay the extra money and get more of both. I don't see any reason not to pay the money. More gold is always good. Okay, now we're going to be fighting the boss, and when I do fight the boss, I'll be able to get rid of one corruption level. Or if I beat it. This one's pretty easy though. Blood Hunter, he has a little pet guy, you want to kill him very quickly. Pretty much just bully this guy, honestly. You want to keep his Jaguars down. Okay, Jaguar. Okay. There we go. Easy. Perfect boss. Bosses give you a bit of gold, a bit of currency, and a lot of items. So these are jade rings. They are another currency that you use to unlock perks and weapons. The crystal skulls unlock passive effects, and then you unlock weapons that you can find in the temple with the jade rings. So gain 50% of damage taken in gold. That's interesting. Or base damage per 1,000 gold carry. That's also interesting because now I already have a lot of perception. And so if I start stacking gold, I could get up to 40% base damage. And that'll make me hit like a truck. But what would I sacrifice for that? I could keep my perception the same. I feel like this doesn't come into play very often, so I'm going to swap for that. Okay, so I probably still want to be stacking dexterity, right? I could go attributes and then go gold, or gold, gold, and buy more attributes down the line. And then get one final weapon upgrade, maybe to my mace, since I prefer the primary weapon anyway. And then fight the last boss. I think I'll do that. So I'll get another effect here, blurred vision. Part of the map transforms into unknown rooms, which would have been more annoying if I hadn't have already kind of planned out my path. So, do I have access to the map from here? No. So the second half is going to be a little tougher than the first half. Woo! These guys don't necessarily count. What's this? Big thorn seed. This will do 60% of the taken damage. Again, I don't want to be taking damage, but it might be nice to just deal a little bit when I get hit. No, I'll pass. Pass on that one. Probably walking around with my torch up. Make sure I'm not missing anything on the sides over here. Like this gold, I would have missed that gold. This guy is an elite zombie guy. Oh! Oh! Okay, that was a mistake. I should have been patient. I do have a tendency to be a little greedy and try to get hits in before them when I could just wait a second, not take the damage, and still get the kill. And preserve my greed counters. Oh my gosh. That perk is kind of a blessing and a curse, because if I didn't have it, that Jaguar would have been knocked across the map. I wouldn't be able to hit it before it lunged at me. I have a perk that increases the knockback and stun range of parries. More treasure find, more health. I think I just want the treasure find. Or do I want... Is it worth getting more treasure find now? Or just starting to stack my damage? It's also pretty cheap on the blood. I think I offer blood here. Give a little bit of corruption to get a lot more gold. Long run. Now I'm getting 120% extra gold, which means I'm going to actually be able to stack my stuff a lot better. I think my path, if I remember, was here, 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 then here. No. I think I said here, 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 here. Okay. I don't know if I was gonna... Oh, I thought I had that parry. That's very unfortunate. Oh, that was rough. Okay. Well, it just goes to show you how a small lapse in focus can cost you your run very quickly. So I think that'll be the video for this for today. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.